It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah, that's right. It's time for the Conjugal Visit. And I'm Free Ride along with my good friend Guido. How you doing there, Guido?
Oh, are we on now?
Yeah, we're on, man. We're on. Yeah. I hope it's only Amnesia. Already played.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
time for the Conjugal Visits. I just love the introduction. Don't you like the introduction? I
don't know if I ever listened to it.
You've never listened to it? You're on drugs. I think you're lying to me.
Yeah, of course
I think you're under the influence of something. You approved it, for Christ's sake.
Influence of great rock and roll.
Under the influence of great rock and roll. That's right. Right here on Spreaker. This is Conjugal Visits, if you were wondering. Duh. And we are. It wasn't for KGFRocks.com, we wouldn't be here. So we want to give kudos to KGFRocks.com, and we are syndicated there as well. You can go to our webpage and click on the play button for the Conjugal Visits and get it live. And if you don't feel like sitting through the 2-hour show on Sunday night and you don't have time, we understand, but listen to it later. A lot of people do. Last week, we closed the show out with 34 listeners. We ended up with 129 people listen to our show from last week. So we're clap. Yeah.
That's because, when sometimes, people are working, whatever, it's great that we have the opportunity to be able to be replayed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And there's no mistaking. Our show has done very well, and I'm not tooting our horn because you don't have to. Just listen to one of our shows, and I think you'll understand. But tonight we've got a very special guest. His name is Steve Kyle, and he's lead guitarist of the band Rebel Train, and they are a St. Louis-based band, but they aren't strictly St. Louis. They go to Memphis, Nashville. They're a regional band. So they're very good, and we'll be playing some of their music tonight. Steve had the opportunity to play with Saturn Cats, and he did a tune with them, and we're going to play that tonight, and then we're also going to play a song called Drunk Again, and that might be a little bit of fun for you out there. But we'll be bringing Steve in here in just a little while. And what you got snow, huh?
Yeah, lots of it, about 2 feet or so. But you know what? It's light snow. It's okay. I'm a man. I can handle it.
It's light snow. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we got cold temperatures. We got a dusting of snow. Mm-hmm. And then all day today, it started the day at midnight last night. It was 29 degrees. Mm-hmm. By 9 o'clock this morning, it was 12. And it just dropped all day. So it was ridiculous.
I'd rather have the snow than the cold, to tell you the truth.
It seems warmer when it snows.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. It seems warmer.
I read somewhere, and I don't know, because a lot of things on the internet you got to take at face value, but that if it's too cold, it won't snow. And I don't know if I agree with that so much.
Well, what happens is the snow crystals get smaller, so it's a smaller type of. You're not going to get those big fluffy flakes like when it's 31 degrees or 30 degrees outside. There's more humidity in the air. The cold dries the air out, so it's less susceptible to snow. It snows less when it's colder, and that's a fact.
It is a fact, but it's not so cold. Like I was out there with just my coat, hat, and gloves, and usually I'll put my, like my snow outfit on or whatever. But I didn't have to do that, and I was out there for an hour and a half or so. But I moved along because I was listening to KGF Rocks on my phone and my headset, and made the time go by fast.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of things you can do when you're listening to KGFRocks.com. That includes having sex. That includes shoveling snow. I mean, from one extreme to the other. I mean, you could be listening to KGFRocks.com anytime you want to, man. And the day just floats away. It just melts away. I mean, because you never hear the same song twice in a day. I never do.
Yeah,
And I listened to the station all day today, and the same song did not play twice.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got a rock and roll station, man. It kicks ass. But yeah, one of those things where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But if you don't shovel the snow off your sidewalk, you're susceptible for a fine, right? In your city,
absolutely. And it's funny because we don't own the sidewalk, but the city that I live in changed the rule and proposed that we are responsible for our own sidewalks. So I said, whoa. So I have a chipped sidewalk. It's my responsibility to fix it because if someone gets hurt on it, I can get sued for it. It ain't even my damn sidewalk.
Yep, you can be sued for it. That's right. It's the same here in St. Louis. You got to shovel your own sidewalk off. If you don't, you're going to get a fine, and you can be sued if somebody slips on your sidewalk.
Right. And they don't normally fine you because there's people on my street that don't shovel all year long. Okay.
They just leave it mound up.
They just leave it. And then it sucks because, you got these little kids in that. And then the shit just piles up. And as the colder weather comes, the harder that snow gets. After a while, you're not fucking moving it anyways.
That's right. That's fact. I mean, it's going. I'm just so glad we don't live in we used to live in a snow zone here in St. Louis, but it's no longer a snow zone.
Why
we
not?
Get 1, maybe 2 snows a year. We used to get 3 to 5 snows a year, and we don't get those now.
We get that in a week.
Yeah, I know, and it's a trip because it just shows you how different the climate is from here to say Buffalo or even north to Vancouver. I mean, it never snows in Vancouver. It rains a lot.
I got a friend who lives in Arkansas, and today he was on Facebook and outside with no coat on. So it's like, I don't know what Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas, so I don't know if that's generally warm weather. But
Arkansas, it's generally
Arkansas, so you figure Arkansas is outside with no coat on, and here in Buffalo, you got to run to the car, and hopefully have an automatic car starter because you're fucked if you don't.
Yeah, because you got to get out there and you got to scrape everything off every day. I mean, that would kill me. I would be dead. I would, more than likely, if I lived in a climate like yours, I would be disabled right now. I mean, I would have the tag on the window, the whole 9 yards. I mean, they would have killed me by now. I mean,
you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
I told you a week or so ago that my windshield wiper motor blew out on me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I replaced it. It was a little difficult, but I got it done. Well, now, when you stop the wipers, they stop in the middle of the window straight up. I did set the gear the right way, so now I got to take it all apart again and reset that gear.
And now you've got 2 feet of snow.
And 2 feet of snow. So for right now, they just got to stay up because I have no choice. But they still work. It works perfectly. I mean, we did it the right way. Everything works. It, wipes and that. I just didn't put it back. What happened is when I took them off, I left them straight up. So when I put it back, I was supposed to put them back down. Manually, you see what I'm saying? And then put the piece on. But I didn't do that. That's okay. I'll fix it. I'm not a mechanic. I'm, the only thing I can fix is broken hearts.
Oh, well, speaking of brokenhearted, well, I don't guess she's brokenhearted, but speaking of the weather, we're going to bring in Mary Jane 420. She's ready to come in with us and join us for the show, as she always does on Sunday night, to bring us the weather in some off-the-wall place in the world. And, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our good friend, Mary Jane 420. Hi, Mary Jane.
Hi.
How are you, sweetie?
Yes, I am.
I'm good. Me too.
So, we're at the city today, Anal Rape, New Jersey or something?
Actually, no. I'm going to do something completely different. You guys ready for it now? Or?
Ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to start things off with Foxborough, Massachusetts. It's a snowy 28 degrees, so make sure to inflate your balls to the proper PSI because there's also a 50 chance of cheating.
Yeah.
Denver, Colorado. A warm 40 degrees. Most people retire to Florida, but some are now choosing to move to Denver to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of baby boomers moving to Denver, Colorado, man.
Glendale, Arizona. 59 degrees with some tight cloud coverage in the secondary. Look for it to fit on and off throughout the week into the next weekend. And we've got the weather for Charlotte, North Carolina at 37 degrees currently with a chance of rain later in the week. Don't forget your cam so that you can take that perfect dab selfie. So
Yeah.
that's Denver 40, New England 28, and Arizona 59, and Carolina with 37.
Wouldn't that be awesome if those were the scores at the final
Yeah,
scores?
at the final four.
Yeah, because I'll go on record to say it. I don't give a crap. I'm sorry if we have Foxborough, Massachusetts fans, but I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I hope you lose.
I hope they lose too. I'm not a big New England fan. I think that actually Denver has a shot at winning this thing. This may very well be the last time we get to see Mr. Peyton play in a Broncos uniform.
Yeah, he might be a deal. So, MJ, how far from Los Angeles do you live?
I'm about 6.5 hours away.
Okay, so the closest team to you in the NFL is who?
Is the 49ers.
Okay. So, all right, you keep your team, but what do you think about friggin' 3 teams in LA now?
I think it's a bit weird, but whatever, I guess.
Well, it is weird.
Money walks, bullshit. And the money talks, bullshit walks, or how does it go?
Yeah.
But I think the weirdest one, St. Louis was going. We knew that. Oakland always wanted to go back. But San Diego surprises me.
Why?
I thought that they supported that team forever. I thought the San Diego fans really supported that team for a long, long time, man. Even when they were, the kick around puppy of the friggin' league. I mean, they supported that team. They'd sell out games when they were in dead last place.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get that. It's all greed.
Are you a San
It's all
Francisco
money.
fan? Are you a San Francisco fan?
You know what? I used to be, but I'm very disappointed in my team this year. I feel like, well, they had a shitty-ass season, let's face it, and I'm not too sure about the new coach that they've signed. He didn't do too well for the Eagles, so why should I think that he's going to do something good for my team?
True.
And I think people invested too much in Kaepernick and thought that he was going to be this, like, football god or something.
I agree with you there.
And maybe he has the potential to be that.
Right.
But maybe there's just too much pressure on him, and so that's why he just stunk this whole season. I don't know.
I don't know if it's that. I think, in my opinion, is he's got the athleticism and he's athletic. I think having Alex Smith behind him motivated him to shit. If I don't play at my best, I'm not going to play. Well, now that he's the man, I think he gave up a little bit.
I think you're right.
But relaxed more.
I think you're right.
Because he was kicking ass. I mean,
and he gets paid a lot of money, so if he wants to just kick it, he can.
Didn't San Francisco's front line have a lot of injuries this year? He was really vulnerable back in the pocket this year, wasn't he? He got sacked like 14 times this year.
He did. We had a lot of injuries, and we had a lot of arrests, and a lot of players in jail.
A lot of arrests.
Yeah, did you hear about that one player for the, I guess it was for the Carolina Panthers who called in and didn't go to practice, and when they went to go check on him, they opened the door to his apartment and they smelled marijuana, and so he's under suspicion, but yet again he's going to play football until the playoffs is over. I can't think of his name right now.
So what if he was smoking weed?
I say that too. However, now on the side, it's against league rules. Not that it's against the law. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Right.
Did you know that they're actually talking about maybe legalizing it medically for the players to help them?
Yes.
Well, listen here. They should now. Let me go on a limb here. Free ride. I hear what you're saying, but say you work for McDonald's and you're an employee at McDonald's. In their fucking policy says you can't do drugs. Do you think that stops the kids working at McDonald's from smoking weed?
No, they still smoke the weed.
Okay, so why is it
too?
Why is it okay for them and not for an NFL player?
Well, I didn't say it was wrong. I'm just saying that it's against league policy. Now, on the side where Mary Jane is talking about, what they're doing is they're reducing a penalty for marijuana use amongst the players. There's no longer suspension for that. They look into the reasons why, and according to a lot of the players, and this is not me talking, this is actual trainers for the teams are saying, look, marijuana helps to relieve the pain.
Right.
It does.
And there's nothing like marijuana to increase the appetite to put weight on some of these players.
Right.
And it doesn't cause you to lose weight, and it doesn't reduce your appetite by any stretch of the imagination. And some of these guys, they really bulk up during the year. I mean, they go from, at the beginning of the practice season, these guys are weighing 270. Well, by the time the season starts, they're weighing 300 pounds, man.
What? See, the whole thing with drugs in the NFL and whatever, you're not supposed to take anything that's going to enhance your performance.
Right.
What the fuck is marijuana going to enhance?
Your appetite.
It'll slow them down a bit, possibly.
Right. I mean, it's not like steroids or cocaine where you take cocaine and you don't feel any pain or anything. You take marijuana, you're going to be like, shit, where's my helmet? I know I left it here. I mean, it's a big difference.
Look, I think a player should be able to smoke it if they'd like after the fact.
Right.
That they're at home chilling. Maybe not during a game because...
No, not during the game.
Well, because you want to do your best for your teammates and for the fans. And
right.
So, no, I don't think... But, what they do on their own, time should be their own, as long as it's not, hurting anybody or themselves.
Well, I think if they do pass that law, then Ricky Williams needs to come back and sue the shit out of them.
I know, right? He left because of that.
Yeah. You know what? I got to respect the guy. He threw away millions of dollars to say, I like weed. I'm going to smoke it. Now, most of us think that was a dumbass move, but he stood by what he believed in. So give him some credit.
However you want to live your life.
I'm not going to loan him any fucking money.
I don't think he needs money. I think he's set.
I think he has a lot of issues, and it's not his fault. He just has antisocial problems and things like that. And I think that being in the public eye, it affected him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think weed helped calm him down.
Well, it did, and I tell you what, too. Any antisocial people that have anxiety, or people that have trouble talking to other people, I guarantee you let them smoke a bowl and they won't shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
They are everybody's buddy.
Mm-hmm.
They are,
and not just that though, but I mean, I would rather have those guys smoke pot than all the painkillers and all the
steroids. And
all the fucked up medication,
antidepressants
I'm there
kill
with you.
them.
Yeah,
right.
I got no issue with
people
that.
To be safe, so yeah.
Well, New York State has now officially legalized marijuana for medicinal purposes. You can't smoke it; it's not in smokable form. You can only vaporize it, or liquid, or the pill form.
Either of you vapored?
Yes,
I have vapored before, and I'm actually thinking about switching completely to vaporing because it's healthier for you. It's supposed to be better for your lungs, and
right. You just get the THC effect. You don't get the carcinogens that cause the cancer and all that.
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm thinking I should switch, but it's just hard when you get used to smoking something a certain way.
Well, it's a process too because you can't just light it and go. You got to wait for the thing to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, and then not only that, it sucks the THC from the actual, bud matter, so it leaves the plant matter behind. So in some ways, I don't know about you, Guido, but did you ever feel like you were wasting the weed by?
No, I just sold the. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I would see the little piece of bud. I mean, all the nutrients and whatever would get you high is out of it, but you'd still see the piece of bud there, and you'd be like, "What? I have to throw this out."
I remember a story from when I was 14, and this kid that we knew, he was a straight-laced dude. He was the nerd. He was one of those guys that was going to grow up to be something. And he did. I think he's like a doctor now or something. But anyways, he wanted to smoke pot so bad. And we knew he really didn't want to do it. So we rolled up oregano, okay? And we smoked.
Oh, shit.
And we all smoked it. This motherfucker played for 2 hours that he was stoned out of his mind. I mean, he was playing the game. Yeah, he was like, "Oh man, I need some Twinkies." Oh, wow, and we let it go on for like weeks, and then we finally told him. Dude, he felt like the biggest asshole in the world.
He smoked oregano with you. Well, listen, Mary Jane, I hate to run you off, sweetheart, but we got to get our guest on here. He's actually playing tonight. So we need to get him done. He's at the club where he's going to be playing tonight, and we're going to be talking to him shortly. But, hey, listen, thanks for coming in. I do appreciate you coming in tonight. Very good conversation. Very good conversation.
It was.
Thank you very, very much, sweetheart. And
thank you, guys. I had fun talking football and weed and good times. And the weather.
Green grass and high tides to you, sweetheart.
You too, honey. You guys have a great night.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Did I say that right?
I don't know. Did you? I don't know what you were
saying. Green grass
saying.
and high tides? Yeah,
yes,
I said it right.
You said it right.
I said it right.
You be saying it right.
I got to tell you, she's funny, though. And she knows her fucking football, man.
She does.
Did you catch that? She knows her football.
She's not a fool.
She ain't no idiot. I mean, she knows her football. So, hey, listen, hats off to a gal that knows football. You got to love that. You just got to love that. You really do. And,
nothing wrong with that.
There's not a damn thing wrong with that. Well, listen, I'm going to play a tune here real quick, and then I'm going to get Mr. Steve Kyle on the phone. Right now, we're going to listen to he had the opportunity to play with Saturn Cats.
All right.
And we're going to go ahead and play that. Mr. Steve Kyle on guitar.
You ask me things I just don't understand. Shake this mother down. Shake this mother down.
Yeah, Steve Kyle with Saturn Cats. Yeah, that's right. Hey, we had a little technical difficulty, but I am going to bring him in now and try one more time here to get this done. They delivered our order. Okay, well, let's see if I can call him.
Hello, this is Steve.
Hey, Steve, it's Free Ride. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Free Ride. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty damn good. Hang on just a second, okay? I'm going to bring you into the to the call here, if I can, if it'll let me. Hey, Steve, I'm going to call you. Are you there, Guido? Damn it. Are you there, Guido?
I'm here.
Okay, hang on just a second, man. I'm going to try and bring him in again. Let me try it again. Add to group call.
Keep trying, my friend.
I will keep trying. I will figure this out.
I think he's coming. There we go.
There we go. I did it. Hey,
Hello,
Steve.
Yes.
Hi, Steve. Free Ride. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate it. I'm with my friend here, Guido, and thanks for joining us tonight. I know you got a gig to do tonight. I didn't know that until this evening, but we won't keep you too long. Thanks for joining us, man.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Steve, where are you playing at tonight?
I'm playing a little place called Lloyd and Harry's on St. Charles Main Street, about a half hour west of downtown St. Louis. Little historic area right on the river.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
it's fun. It's fun.
Steve, for our listeners who don't know who you are, what do you do, and what kind of music do you play?
Okay, I'm the singer and guitar player for a band called Rebel Train. We have 3 CDs out as Rebel Train. It's kind of I classify it as aggressive rock and roll, basically. It's kind of like Ted Nugent mixed with Leonard Skinner mixed with Zakk Wylde, maybe. Just to sort of roll it all up into one ball, you know. So that's the band in a nutshell. A lot, very raucous kind of stuff, classic rock all the way to newer stuff, some heavier stuff. when I play by myself, I play a little more bluesy stuff, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton covers, things like that, mixed in with the original stuff. A little bit of everything, kind of all over the place. When I play acoustic, I'll throw in some old Charlie Daniels and David Allan Coe. You just kind of never know.
No, that's not wrong with any of those artists, especially the Zakk Wylde influence. That's my favorite guitar player, so that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, one of mine as well, certainly.
You just got that special tone,
Let me ask you this, Steve. You were down there, I guess it was in Memphis, right? Is that right, for a while?
Yes.
How does Memphis differ from, like, St. Louis? Is it pretty close? Is it a different scene down there as far as rock and roll is concerned?
I think it's a little different. St. Louis has got a lot of great musicians and a lot of places to play and things like that. But I thought Memphis was a little different in the fact that you could go into a tiny little corner bar and, the guy sitting next to you would get up and play harmonica or trumpet or something and just blow you away. There are really good musicians everywhere. I thought the sort of the camaraderie was better with the musicians in Memphis. Everybody was just wanted to play. There was not as much competition, things like that. Everybody just wanted to play music and have fun with it a little more than St. Louis. I felt.
Well, that's cool. That's how it is where I'm from. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and it's kind of like the music scene here. So many great artists, but they all play with each other. I mean, it's like nobody has an ego,
Right.
Yeah, and I find that a lot of the better rock and rollers out there, man, they spread the seed, man. They they'll play for, like you, for Rebel Train, and then you'll do some solo stuff, and then maybe you'll make an appearance with Zakk Wylde or whoever you're out there with, and Steve Porcaro and all them guys from the St. Louis scene. You go out there and you play with these guys, don't you?
Sure, yeah. We all mix and match, sit in with friends, and when we have our nights off, which sometimes are far and few between. But yeah, that's fun.
So, have you ever played with Zakk Wylde?
No, unfortunately not. Met him a couple of times, but never got to play with him.
He's like really a nice guy too. I mean, he's like he's such a cool fucking dude, and I always amaze me because he's like the most southern guy in the world, but he's from New Jersey.
Right. Yeah, you don't find that very
no. But it's amazing. So, what kind of are you exclusive to one brand of guitars? Do you what do you play? What is your beast?
Well, I own a lot of different guitars, and I like a lot of different guitars. As far as playing out, we're 3-piece, so I really like the meat and potatoes. So I'm a Les Paul guy. I've tried to play out with other guitars, but I'm pretty one-dimensional in the Les Paul. That's my bread and butter for sure.
Well, the Les Paul sound is amazing, especially for any kind of rock that you play. The Ted Nugent, Zakk Wylde type. They're all Les Pauls, I believe. I know Zakk Wylde is, but
sure.
And I find out, like, you play a little bit of a southern hint to it. The Les Paul is more predominant in that world, maybe like the Fender Stratocaster is for the bluesy stuff.
Sure.
So you guys got you got 3 CDs, you said now?
Yeah, we have 3 Rebel Train CDs, and then also my newest CD is an acoustic CD that the band also played a few songs on, and then the rest of it's just all kind of acoustic versions of some of the heavier songs. But yeah, 3 Rebel Train CDs. Where
could I get one of those if I wanted to purchase one?
They're all all except for the first one are on iTunes. CD Baby sells the physical CD. We try to sell them through the website, though that's probably not terribly updated right at this moment. But at shows, things like that.
And let me ask you this real quick. As far as in the near future, what do you guys got planned? What do you guys got coming up? Are you going to be in the studio? What are you doing?
We do have the better part of a new CD written. So yeah, we're planning on going in the studio definitely within the next year and finishing that up. Otherwise, we're sort of starting our 19th year as Rebel Train. So we're excited about that kind of a milestone. That's tough to do so, in this business.
Yeah, it is. That's a long way to go, man. That is definitely a long way to go. As far as what's the I noticed on your website that you've got a lot of bands that you played with, and you opened for and stuff like that. Give us some of the bands that you've opened for.
We've done shows with Edgar Winter, Head East. We did a show here in St. Louis with Chuck Berry several years back. We've opened up for Tora Tora. I played with Every Mother's Nightmare while I played down in Memphis. We did a couple shows with folks with that band as well. Back in the day, we opened up for Trickster, Love Hate, Bullet Boys. We've done a lot of different stuff over the years.
Bullet Boys, there's some partying guys right there.
Right.
Mark Torian knows how to party. I tell you that much. He's they come through Buffalo a lot, like the Bullet Boys. A guy that I know used to play a lot with them, and I've been to private functions and parties with him. And man, he is the life of the party. I'll tell you. I won't go into depth, but
Well, we didn't get to party too much with him as far as that goes, but he was the nicest guy in the band. I thought.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The last time that I played with him a solo show. The last time he was playing guitar and singing, and he's a monster, man, on both. I mean, he tore it up.
He is
really, really good.
A lot of people don't even realize before Rat was famous, he was actually their guitar player.
I didn't know that. So, but I talked to him after the show,
you stumped him.
Blown away.
The king. That's why they call him King Guido, man. He's going to boast now. You just gave him a swelled head, Steve.
Nice.
Now, you're playing with Rebel Train tonight, right?
No, I'm playing solo tonight.
You're playing solo. Okay. All right. So it's a quiet night for you. Sunday evening, you're just sitting down with you and the guitar, huh?
Yeah, kind of. I pre-record all my background music so I can change it up. It's not just like not just an acoustic gig. That way I can play electric and acoustic, kind of bounce back and forth and go in whatever direction everybody seems to be feeling the best, Keep it a little more upbeat that way.
Yeah, definitely. Now, is there I've seen some of your things on YouTube, some of your acoustic and other things, and I actually put some on ours. But do you record a lot of your shows? I mean, not just for video, but do you do any live CDs in the future or anything like that?
We've been kind of kicking that around. We haven't scheduled anything yet, but yeah, I'd like to have at least one live track on the next CD for sure. But we don't have anything too solid in the plan for that.
Okay, that's cool. Sometimes live CDs, I always like certain bands just sound so better live. It's just the atmosphere and I don't know. I love that live sound so much better. Now, you've been in the game for how long? How long have you been doing this for?
Well, I've been playing guitar for about 30 years. So, yeah, I mean, I started playing in bands almost right away. So a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Who influenced you most, your parents or outside rockers outside of the family?
I guess both. I had a lot of musicians in the family. My dad was a guitar player, singer. So I sort of wanted to play drums first, and he said, "Well, I got 11 guitars around the house, and you want to play drums?" I don't think so. So that sort of got me pointed in that direction. And then, a lot of the same influences that everybody in, my generation had with Jimi Hendrix and all those kind of guys, So, But then as I got older, Zakk Wylde when Zakk Wylde came out, it clicked for me. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to sort of kind of go after. If you could cross maybe Stevie Ray Vaughan or Zakk Wylde, that would be my favorite approach. Whether I accomplish that or not, different story. But
well, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Zakk Wylde are like two iconic guitar players, and they're not bad people to be influenced by. For a while, I lost my train of thought. I hate when that Alzheimer's kicking in, But anyways, what I was going to say is, but they're two different styles. It's so amazing that they influenced you so much that it's cool because Zakk Wylde, when he came out on the scene, he was more of that kind of metal, but also you could hear the Southern and the rock, classic rock in his style.
Right. And that's what I like about those two guys. That's why I mentioned them. It is so different. And that's what's great about music. I mean, everybody has a different approach. Everybody does. I always look at it like everybody that I see, no matter how good or bad or indifferent, they do something I didn't think of, and you can always learn from it. So it's
Sure.
great. Music is a huge blessing, you know.
So do you find it hard to write music? Is writing music hard
No,
to do?
I enjoy writing. I don't usually have too terrible a time writing. I'm not, not that every song I've ever written is necessarily great, but we all have some moments there. But no, writing is one of my favorite things, so I haven't had too much difficulty with that.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I tend to sort of wait periods of time until it starts sort of overflowing, and then I start like jotting things down on Post-its. If I'm driving somewhere, I'll have an idea and I jot it down, and then once I get to a point that I want to sit down and put some stuff together, I pull out all my scribbles out and start putting them together.
A lot of people do it that way. You just scribble and write and put together. I mean, do you draw influence from anything in your personal life, the media, or does it just you just write a riff and go with it?
Both, I guess, on that. I mean, everything, every like extreme emotion is I think, kind of sparks some sort of idea, whether it's, happiness, sadness, loss, or, anger. Anger has always been a big motivator.
Sure.
And then typically when I write a song, I'll kind of start with the guitar part, and then I'll sort of just start humming a melody until some words kind of fit into that melody, and then that ends up being the subject. It's not too orthodox, but that's what I tend to do.
Well, cool. And listen, let me ask you this now: on the party side of town, on the partying side of town, at Rebel Train, they a bunch of partiers or what? You guys have a good time on the road?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe not as much as we did, when we started. But yeah, we still have fun with it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. If it wasn't fun, you wouldn't do it, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and as far as travel is concerned, I mean, and most of the time they're going to make it worth your while to do some traveling when you do go out of town to work. Is it a group effort? Everybody goes together on the ride and stuff.
Not as much as we used to. Everybody's kind of got their, wives and girlfriends and things like that. So
Right.
We don't pile in the band van like we used to back in the day. But sometimes it just depends on the trip,
I could see it now. 19 years ago, y'all rolling out of the van. We made
Oh,
it,
yeah.
man.
Right.
So listen, as far as St. Louis is concerned, now you were born in St. Louis and you lived down in Memphis for a little while. How long were you down there in Memphis?
I lived in Memphis for about 3 years.
Okay. So you got the southern feel, huh?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I grew up with Leonard Skinner and all those kind of things too. So, the Southern Fried Rock album with the fried eggs on the cover, that was a big one when I was a kid. But I was born and raised in St. Louis, and then in the very early, in 1990, a band that I was in from St. Louis called Saturn Cats basically went on the road, and we played on the road between that and then living in Memphis for about 10 years. And then I moved home around 97 and formed Rebel Train.
No, that's cool. Now, I did the band that you were just talking about. That was, more of like, I don't know how to pronounce, I don't want to say like an 80s style type band, but different kind of band that you're in now. And,
Sure.
It was more like shredding and stuff, and like very good. I liked both, but
thank you.
Do you play with them every now and then, or are you done with that part of it, or?
No, the bass player Troy is in. He's still Troy and I joined Every Mother's Nightmare at the same time, and he's actually still living in Memphis and playing with them. So we don't get down there as much. I don't see him as much as I did in the past. And then Bob Taylor, the drummer for Rebel Train, was actually the drummer for Saturn Cats for a couple of years. So he and I have played together for a lot of years.
Oh, okay.
And then I see a couple of the guys here and there, but no, we haven't played a Saturn Cats show in a long, long time.
Okay. Well, you should. I think they're great. Get them all together.
We've kind of kicked around the idea of doing a reunion show. We just haven't quite set it in stone yet.
Right. So where are you playing? I know you're playing tonight, but you got any big gigs coming up? Any opening slots for anybody?
No, nothing like that. We've got an A-Bait rally coming up in Decatur, Illinois. That's usually a bigger festival biker kind of thing. That's, I think, more in the spring, if I don't remember the date off the top of my head. But it's posted on rebeltrain.com. Other than that, we're just playing some more normal shows here around St. Louis. St. Louis and Illinois, we typically do the most. Not as much out-of-town stuff these days. A little here and there.
No, that's cool. So is this your main thing? You do music all the time?
No, I have a day job as well. I got to put my hair in a ponytail and be a salesperson during the day.
Hey, we all got to do that too. I was watching a video on Rebel Train on, I think it's your YouTube site or whatever, and you were on a morning talk show. And I thought that you guys did a good job, but I thought the host was kind of silly. She was trying to make silly jokes.
She's awesome. She's a local news person here, and that was a lot of fun. I don't think they had any idea that it would be as loud as it was, but as soon as we got done, they were like, "Wow!"
Yeah, it was a good performance too. And so, do you do any of those? A lot of those, or was that like your a one-off thing?
That was a one-off thing for the news. It was a morning news show too. It was like 7 or 8 in the morning. So
Jesus,
that was pretty wild.
I would never want to rock at 7 in the morning.
Right. It's a different gig.
That had to have been rough on you, man. That definitely. Getting up that early in the morning. I saw that. As a matter of fact, I was sitting in my front room getting ready to go to work and watching it, and I said, "Wow, man, he's got hair, man. That guy's that guy," and he just flinging it all over the stage. I guess they were kind of in shock on the stage, weren't they? They were kind of like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure they expected what we were bringing. That they had a lot of different bands, and I think they still even do it with some local bands around town. But I think they have more blues and jazz bands and things like that. So I definitely think we're a little different than what they normally do.
So when's the last time you got a haircut?
Oh, well, I get a trim twice a year, whether it needs it or not. But it's been long, I guess, for about 20 years.
Oh, that's cool. I got to do my back like that every now and then.
Yeah, right.
Shave her out, and
I don't want to discuss where I have to shave.
Your hair kind of looks like, it reminds me of remember Jesse James Dupree from Jackal?
Sure. We I did a show with them.
They were crazy. I used to work at this rock and roll nightclub DJ back when they were around and famous, and they came and played in our club, and they actually cut a freaking bar stool with a chainsaw during the lumberjack song.
Sure.
I'm like, what the fuck are these crazy dudes doing? But
we didn't do anything that cool. We smashed the Barney Pinata. That was fun.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, why not? They're crazy. One of those wild bands too. We used to have the club that I was working at. We had like the chill room in the back and whatever. We always knew what bands were the craziest of how much we had to clean up afterwards.
Right.
I couldn't tell you some of the things that we cleaned up at certain people's events.
I can imagine. I've seen seen some craziness myself. I can imagine.
Nothing like the Van Halen Brown M&M fiasco, but it's still
right.
So now you're playing tonight. What you're going to go on really soon, huh?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock.
About 9 o'clock. And the weather's so cold outside. How's folks inside? Are they all? Is there a bunch of people there with you?
There's more folks than I expected. It's 10 degrees in St. Louis, so it's not terribly warm.
Yeah, I know. I'm right down the road here in Arnold, and it's just as cold here, I guess, as it is in the city.
Right.
So. Actually, the city would be a little warmer. So. Yeah, I can hardly stand. I can't wait till the middle of the week. We're going to get snow. But listen, we're going to let you go so you can get up on stage and take care of business there. And we want to thank you for coming on the show tonight, man. It's been a pleasure talking with you, Steve.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.
Okay. All right, you're a rocking guy, man. Thanks very much, and you can look forward your music, Rebel Train, and we're gonna get some of your acoustic stuff, and we're gonna put it on and put it in our rotation at kgfrocks.com.
That sounds great. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, buddy, and I look forward to seeing you. Maybe I'll get to catch one of your shows this summer. Okay.
That'd be great.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Have a good night, man.
All right, guys. You as well.
All right. Hey, Steve Kyle, everybody.
Awesome.
Steve Kyle, what great show, man. Great job. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you coming on board tonight. And, I was going to load one of his tunes in there, but I can't find it. I looked everywhere, and I just can't find it anywhere, man. So I guess we're not going to be able to do the other one. I know I got it. It's in there somewhere. It's just lost. I just can't find the damn thing. So maybe I'll find something here in a little bit. We'll throw some music in anyhow. So, but anyways, great guy, man. Great interview. It was a short one because he had to go on stage. So we didn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's okay. We got 30 minutes of his great time, and it was a great conversation all the way around. Great questions, man.
Yes.
Yeah, kick ass.
Yeah.
Good answers too. At least he was paying attention. On the phone, it's hard to pay attention, especially sitting in a bar. I guess it can be kind of tough.
Yeah, I probably would have gave less answers than that.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, but he went into a conversation. Yeah, sure. So anyway, rock and roll music lost a legend, man.
They did?
Yeah, they lost a legend. You didn't hear about this, man?
Lemmy, right?
No. It's worse than that, man. Well, I don't know if it's worse than that because Lemmy was pretty cool. But David Bowie passed away.
What? When the fuck did that happen?
It's just the other day. You didn't hear about this, man? It was all over Facebook.
No, I'm not an idiot. I don't go on that all the time,
Guido, you just let me down, man. I don't understand. No, you knew about it, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I fucking knew about it. And I was actually pretty devastated because, unlike probably 70% of the world right now, I was always a David Bowie fan, and that 70% that, kind of like abandoned him, all of a sudden came back because he died, which I think is kind of BS. I mean, David Bowie had a #1 album in 1984 with Let's Dance. And hasn't had another one until the day he fucking died. And it's like, is it really, did you forget about him all them years? What happened? I can't hear you, buddy.
Trying to restrain the breathing.
Yeah.
This mic picks it all up, man.
What's funny is I see you talking because we're on the camera, and you're talking away, and I'm just laughing because
you're just laughing your ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, who could blame you? I'd laugh.
But I'm saying his #1 album after he dies, and the last one wasn't since '84. It's ludicrous.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
It's insulting to David Bowie, and he had some good stuff in between there. It just didn't get any airtime.
No, it didn't. Not at all. And I tell you what, his last song he did, Lazarus.
It's a great song.
Oh, it is. And I said, after I played it, it's like, he didn't lose a beat. He's always been like at the forefront of the changes of music. He's always embraced changes and went with the changes, changed his music, changed his style.
He actually got the chance, and I think this is true, to go mature. In Lazarus. I think he went above and beyond. He matured beyond his years, I could say. When I watched that video, the video is just eerie. And he really displayed a lot of great emotion, and you could see it on his face. He was well aware of what was going on with him.
Oh, he knew. He knew he was dying. And you know, the thing about it is the album was released Friday and he died Sunday. It was like perfect timing for him. I mean, not that death is perfect timing. I don't mean it in that way, but I mean it in just the sense that he knew enough that he was going to die and wanted this album released before he died. I just wish he would have got to see it to go to number one, but he never would have, because if he didn't die, that album probably wouldn't have been in anybody's. Nobody would have known about it, because you know how it is now. He's not a big selling artist anymore. They won't promote it.
Right.
So
if you feel like if he wasn't on his deathbed when they released it, it wouldn't have sold.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know. I saw it get released on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, cool. And I watched the video. I thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then I didn't know the meaning of it, because 2 days later he was dead. And
Right.
It was like, oh my God, you know, this guy here is amazing. So it was his swan song, and not a lot of artists get a chance to do their swan song. A lot of artists just die.
Yeah, they do, and some of them they just die with nothing. You know, it's like where were they? Like George Harrison, when he passed away, his album came out after he died. But
Right.
you know, it's very rarely does somebody's album come out that quickly and then they die. You know, I mean, it's like he had to know something.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he had to know. And so, I mean, he timed it perfectly, and he's a great artist. He was a great artist.
Yes,
No
definitely.
question about it.
Without a doubt. What's your favorite song by him?
What's my favorite song by him? I'm going to have to say Rebel Rebel.
Really?
No, actually, no, I take that back. Suffragette City. I think that's my favorite song.
Golden Years or Fashion?
Golden Years
or Fashion. Fame.
Fame, yeah. I like that as well. And I think his Suffragette City album, his Ziggy Stardust.
Well, Ziggy was his swan song. You know, that was what made him a household name, and also like his fashion. I mean, he changed his image through the years. He never looked the same ever.
I watched a video of him on YouTube, a documentary about David Bowie, and he was the reason his girlfriend back in the day, before he got with his first wife, and she dressed him up and put this on. He went on stage, and he said it was amazing. The crowds just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The more he dressed up, the more they looked, and Rebel Rebel came out of that saying, hey, you're wearing a dress? What the hell's the matter with you?
Hot tramp. I love you so.
Yeah. So he was pretty cool, man.
No, he was really cool. And he was always on that borderline of, is he gay? Is he not gay? Is he, you know, I mean, it was always because he not only appealed to rock fans, but you had R&B. You had, you know, R&B people that liked him. Listener, you know, like his Let's Dance album was number one on the rock charts, the pop charts, and the R&B charts. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. When you look at it, it had to be his dress and his and the way he carried himself, but it wasn't. It was his music, and my God, he is just awesome. Just awesome. No question about it. Just awesome.
Yeah. Oh, he was, and he was an unsung songwriter. I mean, his songs were like. I'll give you one example how he was always up on the trend. A song called "Ashes to Ashes" he put out in the early '80s, and it was very synthesizer heavy. And right after that song hit, the synthesizer craze hit, where everybody had synthesizers and keyboards in their music. You know,
I think a lot of bands took from him. Another band that might have taken from him, that might have influenced this particular, was T-Rex. Mm-hmm. T-Rex was influenced a lot by him. I think they influenced each other. They had that same tone. They had that same sound. Another band would have been Budgie. and all those bands out of that era formed this glam rock, and that's what it was all about. I mean,
New York Dolls.
New York Dolls, all of those bands would permeate that kind of sound. I mean, Lou Reed. I mean, I think Lou Reed influenced all them motherfuckers. I mean,
Lou Reed is the unsung hero of everybody. I mean, Lou Reed has more influence on the glam and that kind of rock and roll than anybody else, but he'll never get the credit.
Never. No,
because
he won't.
he wasn't mainstream enough.
No, and he deserved to be off the wall. He didn't want to be on beat. He wanted to be the offbeat artist. He
Even
didn't want
his hit song was not mainstream. It wasn't your run of the mill song, and the Color Girls say do do do. I mean, nobody did that,
no, but he did it in such a way that it fit the format because it covered all of the stereotypes. It covered the gays, cross-dressers. It covered African Americans. That song there covered a wide spectrum of what our society was coming to know. And David Bowie did the same exact thing with fashion. It's okay to dress like this. Him and Elton John both said it's okay to dress like this if you want to. Elton John wore the big glasses and the funny and the suit. Almost not quite. What's his name? The guy with all the diamonds and
Liberace.
Liberace. He didn't want to go quite that far, but dude, it sells. It really sells.
It does.
It's like going to people listen to Howard Stern because they want to hear what he says next. It's the same thing with going to see David Bowie. I want to see what he looks like. I want to see what he's wearing. What's he doing today? And that's what his shows were all about. But more than that, it was his music. Beyond that.
Well, I saw him on what tour was it? I can't remember. It was the 80s sometime. But it was when he was in his dressing up in suit type, era and his nice coiffed hair and everything. He did different things. I mean, if you looked at him in from like the hunky dory area where he was real glammed out, looking like a woman, to seeing him to the area where he did Modern Love and Let's Dance, it looked like two different people.
Absolutely. And he moved with the motion of the sea. Wherever the current took him is, he said, no, maybe we'll, this is what I look like now from what I'm playing in the studio.
Right.
So let's just project that and bring that out on the stage. And like Freddie Mercury and all them guys, he was a showman.
He was definitely a showman. And I think
absolutely a showman.
That 70s rock movement was the era of the show. Like in the 60s, you had guys just on the stage. Maybe they had a fucking picture on the back wall or whatever. But in the 70s was, lasers and explosions and outfits and fucking, that's when Kiss came out. That's when Mott the Hoople and the New York Times. I mean, it was all different. It wasn't just about the music anymore. It was about the whole image too. Image mattered in the 70s.
Yeah, bands like Smoking in the Boys Room. They did Smoking in the Boys Room. They're out of Texas.
Brownsville Station.
Brownsville Station. Thank you. Brownsville Station was like that too. They'd all wear, the lead singer would wear the striped shirt, and then the other guy would wear the checkerboard shirt, and everybody was wearing something different up there
what about
Don Kirshner's rock concert?
Sure. What about Slade?
Yeah, Slade was another band. They were another. They were a sub-derivative of glam rock.
They were.
They really were. I mean, they were a hard driving, rocking band, and they still carried themselves like a glam rock band.
But they didn't know how to spell.
They really didn't know how to spell.
I mean, look at their songs. Come on, feel the noise. C-U-M.
Come on. Well, they knew what they were doing. They absolutely shake your money maker kind of thing. It's all about the attraction to the music and what they bring to this stage. And they're all showmen. They're all showmen, including him. Well, speaking of another showman, this week's Artist of the Week is Huguenin. Huguenin was our guest last Sunday night on our show. So I find it fitting. We're going to go ahead and play a song from Hughton. How's that sound?
Okay. I think that's a good thing to do.
That's a great idea. Okay, and not only that, I can go take a leak.
I got you too.
We're going to get right into it here. This is Hughton Back Home. Man, good stuff. You know, his stuff comes on, and then all of a sudden, a Deep Purple song will come on after it, and it sounds fucking great, man.
Yeah, it does. He mixes well.
Yeah, he does. He does. He mixes very well. If you get a chance to see Hughton, he's in the Midwest area, Illinois, up by Chicago area. If you get a chance to see his band, do so. It's a treat. You'll enjoy his show. I guarantee you that. He's a hell of an artist. So
Yeah,
check
he
him
is.
out.
I wanted to give a happy birthday wish out to one of the most beautiful, funniest women ever around.
That is Miss Betty White.
Miss Betty White, 94 years young.
Yeah.
She's still funny in her 90s than some comedians we've had on this program.
I won't mention any fucking names.
Right. I mean, she's really funny still.
I'd like to get her on for an interview. That'd be funny as shit.
I mean, she would probably steal the show, or definitely steal the show. There's something wrong with the woman.
She is,
in a good way.
In a good way, yeah. She's spry, man. She for 94 years old. Stop it. She was still doing that show on the on TV Land with Valerie Bertinelli, who looks, by the way, she looks fucking fabulous for being a MILF. She's not too awful bad, not too shabby. You know. Yeah, she kept her, and she knew the script and the whole 9 yards. She hasn't lost a beat, man. She hasn't skipped a beat. She's awesome.
She's not, and I remember in that show that they had Carol Burnett on one time with her, and they were matching wits. And I think Betty White just
blew her away.
Made Carol Burnett look, yeah. And her best thing is when she fucking played Rose Nyland in The Golden Girls. It was ridiculously funny.
Yeah.
She really made you believe she was that dumb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's an amazing actress.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
You know, when that show started, she wasn't supposed to be. She was supposed to be Blanche. She was supposed to be the sex goddess. But Rue McClanahan, who played Blanche, ended up playing Blanche, said, "I've already played the dumb person before." And Betty White said, "I've already played the sex pot before. Let's switch the roles."
Right.
And they did. And I'm glad they did, because Betty White made that show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was hilarious. She was hilarious. I think, am I wrong? No, I'm right. She's the only one left.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, she is.
Out of that show? Yeah. Wow,
yes.
Age. Fucking age, man. You watch these people come and go. I mean, we just watched David Bowie pass away, and
another guy died.
the
God.
actor. What was his name?
From Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it? And he also did. He was the bad guy in Die Hard.
Yes. He was. That's right.
Yeah, he was the bad guy in Die Hard. He's a hell of an actor.
I know, and I can't think of his damn name. Alan, is it Alan?
Alan, what's his name? Oh, for crying out loud. Somebody help us out here. Anybody help us out. Can anybody come in here and help us? Tell us who is the most recent actor to pass away. And you just come on over and go in the chat area and tell us what you think, okay?
I'm going to find it.
Okay, you find it. So,
yeah. So what was in your life, Alan Rickman?
Alan Rickman, that's who it was, yeah.
When you growing up, even as adult, whatever, celebrity wise, who to you was like the most like, oh man, I can't believe it.
Not non-sexually. I mean,
yeah, like oh my god, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm gonna really miss his music now. You know.
Oh, I'm gonna really miss his music.
Right.
I'm gonna have to say Jim Morrison or Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Because I was just coming into the age when the three big ones died between 1967 and 1972. when they had so much more to fucking offer.
Right.
And it pissed me off that they would let themselves go that way. They were so young, and they had such a great future. I mean, could you imagine Jimi Hendrix around today?
No, I don't. That'd be great.
You know, he would be in his 80s, but he'd still be doing the music, man. He would still be doing the music. And Janis Joplin, she should have lived to her 70s, man. And she had so much more to offer, so much more to give. I was more angry than I was anything else when I was growing up.
Mine would have to be, because I'm a little bit younger than you. Those are all devastating too. Jim Morrison, I wish I was here. I mean, Jim Morrison died before I was born, but in my lifetime, the most devastating one for me was Stevie Ray Vaughan, because I had just really started getting into Stevie Ray Vaughan, and like, wow, this guy is so good, and then he was gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, what were you doing? Where were you the day you found out Stevie Ray Vaughan was dead?
I think I was in school, and I found out after I got home, because my dad was a big Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. That's how I got into him. I think my dad told me, because it wasn't like now where you could just go on Facebook in school or whatever and say, "Oh, shit, David Bowie died." You had to find out.
I found out from Walter Cronkite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he made the announcement on CBS News, Evening News. We would sit around the table. My dad, he watched the CBS Evening News with Walter Crankcase every night, and I got it from him. Another one that passed away that I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's gone," is John Lennon.
Well, I thought you would say John Lennon. I really did.
Oh, well, I was watching the football game when Howard Cosell made the announcement. I was actually watching the game, and that was devastating.
Well, he was the first one to break the news, Howard Cosell. And the thing about it was Howard and John Lennon were actually friends.
Yeah, well, they did. He did like 3 or 4 interviews with John Lennon. And they were good interviews.
Yeah,
and he really he respected John Lennon, and he barely got that out when he announced that John Lennon was dead. He was in shock when he made that announcement. No question
he was.
About
it was genuine shock. It was genuine sadness.
It was.
It was definitely hurtful for him. And the thing about it is with that whole fucking John Lennon thing. It was crazy. George Harrison died, but George Harrison died. You know what I mean?
He lived a good life. He lived a good life. He had money. He had his own. And, he battled that throat cancer for so long. Right before he passed, about 2.5, 3 years before he passed away, he was attacked in his home.
Wow.
By a guy carrying a knife. And
it was a screwdriver, wasn't it?
A screwdriver. That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
And damn near stabbed him to death. And George put up a fight and kicked his ass. So.
I was reading this article the other day about the original Star Wars, okay? Now, when they did it, they didn't have a lot of money, so they were offering some of the bigger actors, points instead of money. So they offered Sir Alex Guinness money or points. Now, Alex Guinness played Obi-Wan Kenobi. And they offered points or money to James Earl Jones, who did the voice of Darth Vader. Now, Alex Guinness decided to take the points.
Right.
James Earl Jones decided to take the money. James Earl Jones got $3,500 to do the voice of Darth Vader in the first Star Wars. And Alex Guinness made $85 million off of playing Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Really?
Yeah, because he got percentage of the sales.
So James Earl Jones fucked up.
Oh, big time. He made $3,500 as the voice of Darth Vader, and fucking Alex Guinness played Obi-Wan Kenobi only in the first movie and made $85 million.
Wow. $85 million?
Yep. And they're saying right now, Harrison Ford got, listen to this, dude, $24 million to play Han Solo in the new movie. Okay?
Yeah.
He made a total of $10,000 off the first 3 Star Wars. All right? He made $24 million payday plus a percentage of the tickets. He stands to make $85 to $100 million off of Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, then people go to see it.
Mm-hmm.
People go.
But it just goes to show you. Sometimes you take the points. Like Johnny Depp took the points in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he made millions and millions of dollars. But some of these guys just greedy and say, "Oh, that's not nothing. I'm just going to get my payday and go." But they are taking a gamble because if the movie flops, then they'll make shit.
That's true. That's true.
But if history,
do you think that Star Wars was going to flop? I mean, honestly, James Earl Jones thought it was going to flop.
Well, maybe he did because there wasn't really what other space was it?
Star Trek.
Star Trek, but Star Trek wasn't really a movie until after Star Wars, and then there was 2001: A Space Odyssey and Alien. Yeah, I guess maybe he did fuck up there.
Think about that for a minute. I mean, I'll take the points because you don't know. That first of all, that bumps you up on the credits, and secondly, it pays you more money because you'll just wait. Yeah, I'll wait.
Right.
I'll wait. Let's see. This is a great production. I mean, you have to know that this is a great production, and you have to know that the studio was going to spend money for special effects and for cameras and for all the shit that they pay for in the background and all that shit. They were going to do a good job. Mm-hmm. And with the sliding doors and the stormtroopers and they made millions, and that's why Disney bought them.
Disney fucking they paid $4 billion for them, okay, and already they made almost $2 billion on the movie. Okay,
oh yeah,
not let alone the merchandise. Now George Lucas is already worth $5 billion, and I think he's donating that $4 billion to charity.
Well, the new theme portion to the theme park down in Florida, down in Orlando, is now open. And they spent something like in the upwards of $400 million to build this thing. It consists of 5 rides. Mm-hmm. That's got to be a gas. That is just got to be a gas, man. No problem.
Right.
That's the one place that people are going to want to go. Is that area of the theme park?
Oh, I want to go. I mean, I've been to Disney, and I want to go just to go to Star Wars Land. I mean,
Star
it's
Wars
like a dream.
Fits Disney, doesn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Disney, but they paid in the same year. They paid $4 billion for Star Wars franchise. They paid $4 billion for Marvel's franchise, and they paid X amount of hundreds of millions for the Muppets franchise. Now that's 3 franchises that will never go away from them.
Right.
They're always going to make them money.
Yeah, and Disney as a corporation is probably never going to die. So it's an investment in the future. It'll always be an investment in the future. But when Michael Jackson bought up all the Beatles songs, Paul had to know that sooner or later Michael Jackson was going to die. Right. Whether it was before he died or not, he didn't know. But he said, one day I'll get that library back. And finally, he got it back, and it took him, how long has Jackson been dead now?
Oh, God, 3-4 years.
3 or 4 years now? He's been dead almost 4 years? Think about that for a minute. It took him 4 years to get it back on Spotify and get it back on Amazon and all these places, get the Beatles back into the mainstream areas where people buy their music. I mean... It took him forever to get it released so that he could actually say, okay, now you can download my music.
Well, it's not that he didn't. Okay, here's the whole thing about it. He could have agreed to it a long time ago because even though he didn't hold the publishing rights, he held the artist rights, so he could block it. He didn't want anybody else to make money off the Beatles' music except for the Beatles. So he waited till he got those back. Now he makes all the money. Now, is he a good businessman? Yeah, he is. He's worth over $1 billion. He's one of the only rock stars that are a billionaire. Not even Elvis's family could say that. They're not in the billions. They're not even close to it. So he's a great business person. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. Paul McCartney is no dummy. That's for sure. And that's why he is who he is today. No question about it. As far as the new genre on the station goes, how do you think we're doing, man?
I love it.
You love it?
I think it's great. I think we should have did it a long time ago. I mean, I was against it at first, pure classic rock, because there's no rock that's good. But I was wrong. As
there's
putting some of this
good rock
new rock in, I think I've just been ignorant to it. I think because of a certain part in the 2000s, music did start to kind of crap up a little bit. But then now the stuff that's coming out the last 3-4 years is pretty good stuff.
Yeah, definitely is good stuff. There's a couple out there that are suspect that shouldn't, and there's no such thing as airtime anymore.
Right.
You have to go out and you have to search this music out. You're not going to get in your car and say, "Wow, who's that?" No, you're gonna go and you're gonna go through social media and find these new songs, and this stuff is being. I mean, a lot of these guys are signing with Walmart,
Right.
or they're signing with Target.
Best Buy.
They have exclusive rights to their music. So now you have to go search for the music. It's not automatically on the fucking radio anymore.
Right. Well, and a lot of bands are doing that because, they're doing exclusive with Best Buy or they're doing exclusive with Walmart because they know, they're going to make money regardless of it, and they know that they're going to have promotion behind it for free because Walmart's not going to sign an agreement with the band and then not push the CD.
That's true. That's true. No question about that.
It's business, social media and downloading sites and all these sites that make music so easy to get, in some cases free, have changed the game. Now a lot of the artists are giving their music away because they're making the money at the shows.
Right. Well, we've talked about this many times.
Yeah, and it's true.
It's true.
Like right now, if you go, we got a new feature on our Artist of the Week page. Now, when you go to the Artist of the Week page, you can hear tracks of theirs. And we also have the capabilities right now, and we just got to talk to some of these artists where they can download. We'll be able to give you access to download their music from our site.
And that would be awesome.
I mean, we have the technology. I already have it all set up to go. We just got to talk to these artists to make sure that they'll allow us to do it. And it's another great way for them to get their music out there.
That is a great way. And maybe make a little money on the side.
Yeah. Well, definitely they'll have to make the majority of the money. There's no doubt about that. I don't know. And because it's their song.
Did I just throw you a curveball? I just threw you a curveball, didn't I?
You did.
Did you swing and miss? Yeah, I think you hit it. You got a base hit out of it anyway. So, well, that would be awesome, man. That way people can go to our website and download their music. They should be able to, they can go to Amazon and download the music all they want.
Sure.
Through our station. So, and that's always cool, So, you can, if you hear something you like, you can download it, So go get it. Go buy it. Yeah. We support local bands. We support national bands. I mean, we support them all.
We support anything. Like I say all the time, if you rock, we support you. If you roll, we support you. I mean, it's just one of those things.
If you suck,
we're not a corporate station. Well, in some cases, we supported a couple bands that suck. But anyways, it's not about. It's a certain vibe we look for. And there's a lot of bands out there that still have it, and I am so glad that we broaden our horizons to just 96. We knocked the door down, and it's great because you hear some things. Like the other day, I was sitting here and I listened to the Kinks came on, blazing on a Sunday afternoon, and then after that, Led Zeppelin, Black Dog came on, and then Cage the Elephant, a new band, came on, and I'm like, it's kind of like you just got a blueprint of how progression of music just happened. And you listen to the new stuff, oh, that doesn't sound like anything in the past. But when you listen to it with something from the past, it makes sense.
That's true.
And it does. And we're like, the school of rock, if you will. Not too many stations just play everything, okay? I mean, we go back to 1966. Think about that, Free Ride. 1966 and 2016. That's a lot of years.
Dude, I heard I Want to Hold Your Hand. This is the three I heard today that were back to back to back. I heard I Want to Hold Your Hand, and I heard Jay Giles Band, and then following Jay Giles Band, I heard Fuel.
Cool. See? And it all made sense. And I like it because, you get the different aspects. Now, me, myself, and I know you're the same way, you don't label rock. You don't say to yourself, well, I'm past 30, so I can't listen to this anymore.
No, I'm not. I'm going to listen to anything new, and I'm
Right.
gonna and if I like it, I like it. There's some new stuff out there that I'm not terribly fond of, but like you, I am more like I need to update my thinking. I need to listen more, and I have to go out and
Right.
I've been searching. And I've been looking on Facebook, and that's how we're getting these guys on. Gabby Ray is going to be on February 7th. So February
Seventh, yep.
7th, yeah, we're going to have Gabby Ray on. Well, she's getting ready to go on tour,
Mm-hmm.
and she's awesome. She's just
Very
awesome.
awesome.
And this is the future of rock, and that's what we want to bring to KGF Rocks, and that's what we want to bring to the Conjugal Visit. And if you miss that show, you're a moron, because this is going to be a great, great show. I can promise you. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, you miss it.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I just called you a moron.
You called me a moron. Why'd you call me a moron?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. You just fit, I guess.
You're
Did
breaking
you
up
see
really bad. You're floating.
It's not me, it's you.
No, it's not me. It's you. Mine's not breaking up.
No, it's you.
No, you're floating.
No, it's you.
No, it's you. It's
Every
not
time
me.
you say something stupid, it's the filter.
I didn't. What did I say? I said Gabby Ray's going to be on our show February 7th.
That wasn't stupid. I didn't think when you open your mouth, stupidity comes out sometimes.
Oh, fuck you!
So, if our listeners didn't know, we have the KGFRocks.com homepage, and we have the KGF Rocks Facebook. But now we also have a Conjugal Visits page. So if you're one of those people that just listen to the Conjugal Visits, now you can join us on Facebook, and it's the Conjugal Visits show on Facebook. And now you keep up to date with upcoming shows and all kinds of goodies and whatever. So check it out. Gabby Ray will be coming soon. And who else is coming, Free Ride?
Oh, we've got some peeps coming, man. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait for these shows here. Let me go get them for you. Okay?
Well, next week I know is Alan Tecchio from Watchtower and Michael Pond, Silent Assassins, lead vocalist.
Right.
And then the week after that, we have metal band Chemicals of Democracy.
Chemicals of Democracy. And then following that will be Gabby Ray. Mm-hmm. And then closing that out will be a really great guy, Sam Bam Colton, who is playing lead guitar in Gabby's band that she's going to be touring with. So we've got the Gabby Ray connection with that. And then following that... I've got it covered till the 24th, man. Here,
about time you did something.
Yeah, I got. Oh, what do you mean? About time I did something? Boy, you are just such a horse's patoot.
Nah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So it's 10 degrees there. It's 13 degrees here.
Yeah.
What other things can you do but sit in your nice warm house and rock out to KGFRocks.com?
That's a fact.
It is a fact. And what else is a fact is that we rock harder than anybody else. And we need your help. Coming soon, we're going to have some exciting ways for you guys to reap some rewards. If you know what I mean.
On the 21st, we're gonna have Tom Edwards on.
Mm-hmm.
On February 21st.
Tom Edwards, yes.
Yeah, Tom Edwards. And if you haven't heard of him, look up Tom Edwards Experience. Very good stuff. And then on the 28th, we have this guy is remarkable. Dave Hagel. He is with a band. He is with a tribute band. Okay, he's with a tribute band, but he's with the Ozzy Osbourne tribute band, and this guy fucking rocks, man. And he's funny as hell, and I think we're gonna have a really good time. It's gonna be a great show.
Speaking of tribute bands, did you hear what Metallica did?
I heard about what Metallica did. A cease and desist order from for a classic for a tribute band out of, I guess it's Montreal.
Somewhere in Canada, yes.
Yeah, somewhere in Canada. Told them, knock off the bullshit. You can't be doing our shit no more. Now, where's that going to, Guido? What's that? Where's that come from?
I don't know, because I've heard the buzz in the media that this has been going on for a while. I also heard that Sharon Osbourne's looking into things like that, and so is Kiss. Now, I understand in a way why, but I also disagree with it, and I'll tell you why. I understand because you got say you got the Metallica cover tribute band playing in Montreal, and also Metallica's playing in Montreal. Now Metallica's tickets are $100, but the cover or the tribute band's $10, and they're not going to suck because they're a tribute band. They're going to try to be just like the original. Some people can't afford the $100 ticket, so why not let them be able to go see the $10 tribute band?
Well, that's true. That's true. And they got to be flattered that somebody wants to play their music.
That's what I would think too. Now here's the other spin on it: the Beatles and Elvis. Just Elvis alone has so many people emulating him. Elvis impersonators making money off of Elvis's likeness, songs, and everything. I don't think the Elvis Presley family's ever sued them or served a cease and desist order ever.
Or the Beatles.
Or the Beatles, right?
Or anybody else, or the Doors.
Mm-hmm.
Or any of these. Hell, Sammy Hagar's got how many friggin' tribute bands nationwide? Right.
Everybody's got tribute bands. If you were successful, there's a tribute band out there for you. And so why? Now you tell me, Free. What do you think makes more money? A Metallica tribute band or an Elvis impersonator?
I think an Elvis impersonator, if he's good.
Sure, exactly. He's got to be good because there's more avenues for the Elvis impersonator to play. An Elvis impersonator could play at a corporate party and whatever. Okay, right. So, but what I'm saying is the Elvis Presley family could make a lot of money if they sued all these Elvis impersonators, but they don't do it because it's flattering to them. It's keeping his music alive. It's keeping his name alive. So why can't Metallica be like that?
Well, because I think, there might be more to the story than they're telling us.
Mm-hmm.
There might be, I don't know. I'm thinking that something might have happened to where, I don't know. They saw something or they heard something that this band was dissing them, or maybe they were so fucking lousy that they said, "Stop, please stop."
Well,
I've never heard them.
That's a different case. I mean, yeah, okay. If the band sucks so bad, then I wouldn't want them doing my music either. But I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just that they're making money off their image and their songs and their likeness or whatever, and it just makes no sense to me. You're millionaires. You're multi-millionaires. You don't have to work another day in your life and you'll be set till you die and your kids will be set. Stop. You already sued Napster and created that whole fuck up thing. And now you're doing this. Just play music. Play music.
Yeah. Yeah, because they want to start something with this tribute band thing. And there's a lot of tribute bands in the way. There's a lot of tribute bands that could get hurt by this. And these guys are just out there making a fucking living. I mean, they're doing shows for $150, $200 a night for the band. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, man. Don't you have more important things to do? Like go back to the fucking studio and put in some music?
Right.
And then go on tour. And don't you have something else to do besides waste your time with lawyers and dragging people into court and shit? I mean, you send them a cease and desist. How nasty is that?
Right.
I guess they can feel fortunate enough they didn't get a subpoena.
Well, that too. And now I think it created more buzz for this band, and I think they're going to be making more money now, because I don't know exactly what the cease and desist order said. Doesn't mean I have to stop playing Metallica music. I just got to stop doing it the way I'm doing it. I can't just, put their logo up or whatever,
Right. No, I agree with that. I don't think I think it's one of those things where this may just fade away.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Knowing Metallica and what they did, like you said, with Napster, I don't think so, man. I think this is the beginning of something really ugly.
Well, the difference now, too, though, we got to understand is that social media could change it so much, because it wasn't really social media during the Napster whole thing. If you go on Metallica's Facebook page, there's a lot of people for what they did, and there's a lot of people bad-mouthing them right now. on their Facebook
Right.
page. So there's definitely some negative feedback to them, and they got to be careful because they've already fallen far from the public eye. Do they want to fall even farther by being a bunch of jackasses?
That's true. That's true. I mean, like I said, I mean, if they're really shitty or something, I could see it. But if they're a good band, I mean, you know, eh. And some people will say that if you can make money off of them, then why can't you just do your own music?
Yeah, that's a good point too. And these are some of the questions that we're going to have to talk with our friend from the Ozzy tribute band. I mean, these raise good points, and why not talk to somebody that's right in the hole?
Yeah, and these guys have performed in some pretty big shows. We're talking thousands of people at these events and stuff. So these guys, they get out there and they rock it, man. And they bring the Ozzy Osbourne and the Black Sabbath, and they do a really great job. And he does a great Ozzy impersonation. So it's going to be a fun night. I can't wait to talk with Dave on that stuff. That's going to be interesting to hear his opinion. Because according to them, they've been in touch with the Ozzy Osbourne camp and Sharon. So we'll see what he says. Maybe the right way to go is to say, let's write a letter to Metallica and say, hey,
yeah,
we'd like to do a tribute to you guys, and we do it with class, and we do it with, we're going to make you proud, kind of a thing. Maybe that would be better for them to contact the band. That's one way to get around it.
That's one way to get around it. Think, give it up, man. Give it up. Go make some fucking music and give it up.
Yeah. Don't be stuck in the mud.
Yeah, I mean, that's my opinion. I'm not saying my opinion is the right opinion, but that's what I believe in, and that's what I'm going to say. If Metallica came on the show right now and tried to change my mind, they wouldn't, because I think it's wrong.
Right. You think it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it either.
And it's my opinion. But anyways, enough about them. What do you think about this football thing? Who do you think is going to the Super Bowl?
I think now that it's down to the Final Four, I think it's going to be North Carolina, or Carolina is going to go up against the Denver Broncos. I think the Broncos have a chance to beat New England. This is Peyton's last hurrah, and I think this time is it.
I think it's going to be, I hate to say it, the Patriots against the Cardinals.
Okay,
that's my pick.
And we'll both be happy if one of our teams gets into the Super Bowl.
Sure, and my pick to win the whole thing, who I'd like to see, is definitely the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Cardinals win it all.
They've been there before, but they've never won it yet. And Carson Palmer has had a standout season, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah, and he would definitely he'd probably make MVP of the year.
Without a doubt.
He'd be MVP.
Without
no
a
question
doubt.
about it. And you know what? Their front line is healthier than it's been all season.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got plenty of protection. If they go into Carolina and throw the ball right off the bat, you're going to see the Cardinals kick their ass.
Sure.
You're going to see the Cardinals kick some ass. But if they fail at throwing, and the minute he throws an interception, look out. Carolina's going to take advantage. They will score.
And he does sometimes throw interceptions.
Yeah. Well, I thought today's game with Carolina, and they're out of it already, so I already forgot who the hell they were. I think they blew out Seattle. I mean, they just blew them completely out of the water.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Oh, today, yeah.
Yeah, they blew them. Yeah, first quarter they were up 23-0 or something stupid. I turned it off.
Did they really? Well, yeah. Well, it goes to show Seattle was once a premier team. They really have fallen.
Yeah.
In the last couple years.
Well, they've had some personality issues.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you win the Super Bowl is, personality issues. And then last year, when they blew it, I think that had a lot to do with it when they blew it on the goal line.
Oh yeah,
I think
that was horrible.
I think that had a lot to do with it. So
I think, yeah, that really did damper a lot. But my team, the Buffalo Bills, have hired 2 new coaches for the next season already.
oh, cool.
They hired Rob Ryan, Rex Ryan's twin brother, as defensive coordinator, assistant coach, and they hired standout safety Ed Reed as a defensive back coach.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Maybe they'll get some decent pass coverage, huh?
well, I think the whole problem with our team was we went from the top 3 defense last year to the bottom 3 defense with the same players. The only difference changes we went from the 4-3 to the 3-4,
Right.
which is made a big difference. But anyways, both of our teams are out, so we have to root for who we want, and I vote for Arizona Cardinals.
And my team is the Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos. Well, they could be both of them in the Super Bowl.
That would be sweet. I mean, I really would like to see Peyton Manning. I'd really like to see him win it and take.
I think
it
he's going to be in a Dallas Cowboys uniform next year.
You think so? You think Dallas Cowboys? I was thinking Miami.
Really?
Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah, go to a place where the sun shines most of the time. They're looking for a quarterback. I think he may, but see, he's going to do a Montana type of thing. Remember when Montana went over to the Kansas City Chiefs?
Right.
He was in a coach's capacity. He
Right.
wasn't gonna be the starting quarterback.
No.
So I think that's what's going to happen to Peyton Manning, and then it'll be like a season, maybe 2, and he's done.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think if he wins the Super Bowl, he's done now. He'll announce his retirement.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah, he's done. He'll quit. But if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, I see him. I see him moving on. But like I said, he'll be on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be on the bench. He won't be starting, and that's just my opinion. He won't be.
Well,
I'll help you out if you need me. But
I don't think that he will do that.
You don't think so? You don't think he'll do a Montana?
I don't think he can in his himself.
Right.
I don't think he will allow himself to be sitting on the bench. I just don't. He's too much of a competitor.
Right. Well, I agree. I agree with you in some respects, but that just seems like how the football players go, how the quarterbacks go. Boomer Esiason did the same thing when he got out. Hell, even Roger Staubach did it. He ended up going and playing, a couple seasons, and saying, "Okay, that's it, I'm done." Finally, he said, "Okay, I'm done." He just wanted to collect that last paycheck. So a lot of the quarterbacks do that.
Well, some of them do that, and some of them come back and they shouldn't have, and this and that. But the whole part about it is, I don't think he will do that. I don't think he's one of those people. I think his numbers matter too much to him, and his whole records matter to him, and being the best matters to him.
I couldn't agree more. We'll just have to wait and see. But if he definitely wins the Super Bowl, he's done. He'll quit.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt, and I would too. Why not quit on top? Why not be at the elite spot and quit? Look at Brett Favre. He came back and tried to again, and it just kind of made a mockery of him with the Jets, and
right.
He should have just quit with Green Bay.
Yeah. And he would have been, he'd have never got ridiculed like he did when he went over to the Jets.
Right. And he did. And the thing about it is he could have been known as the greatest ever if he wouldn't have did that, in my opinion.
Well, I think he's still in the top 5.
Oh, goddamn, yeah. He's Brett Favre. I mean.
Yeah, he's Brett Favre. I mean, he's in good company. He's up there with Montana, Roger Staubach, Bart Starr, Johnny U, and Mr. Sexy himself, Broadway Joe.
You think Joe Namath is up there?
I think Joe Namath was a hell of a quarterback, but you want to know who the most underrated quarterback in the NFL ever?
Who?
Kilmer, over at Washington. I think he was one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. I was a huge fan. Billy Kilmer.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
See, you don't even. He's one of the most unsung quarterbacks. He played for the Washington Redskins, went to the Super Bowl, and won it.
Okay, if you say so. Well, Washington actually is noted for that. Look at Doug Williams beat the Bills and then won Super Bowl. Okay,
right,
and then he was gone.
Right.
Then Mark Ripken won. Not Mark Ripken. Was it Ripken? Yeah, Mark Ripken won the Super Bowl with the Redskins, and then where was he?
Right. Yeah, Billy Kilmer, man, he was awesome.
So, my greatest quarterback of all time is definitely Machine Gun Jim Kelly.
Right.
Greatest quarterback to ever play the game.
I grew up watching Roman Gabriel.
Yeah,
I was, and then I became a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Roman Gabriel should have just not been a coach.
Yeah,
I don't think he was that good. Like my favorite coach of all time, I just loved him. Was oh my God, what the hell was his name? He was in. That's how much I love him. He was in Dallas, and then he went to Miami. Jimmy. Oh my God, he had the hair and everything. Get your facts straight here. He was at the University of Miami for a long time.
University of Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He's good.
We don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
No, we don't, because we usually have a guest on longer, and we just found out, pre-hand that the guest wasn't going to be on for very long.
Yeah. Well, he played in the game again. He played in the Super Bowl. Billy Kilmer. He played in the Super Bowl in
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He played in the Super Bowl. What?
No, not Jimmy Johnson. Billy Kilmer.
I know.
All right. They went 11-3 on the season, and he threw 19 touchdown passes, and his passer rating was an 84.8. And they went to the Super Bowl. They lost the Super Bowl 14-7 against the great 16-0 Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
So he lost to a great team.
Right.
And so he went to the Pro Bowl. He was a great quarterback. He was awesome. And I used to play football. I lived in my dad was at the Pentagon. He worked at the Pentagon, and I played football in Virginia. And he was one of my favorite players of all time. Sonny Jurgensen was right before him. So yeah, he was one of the unsung great quarterbacks. Man, he was awesome.
Yeah, I never heard of him.
Yeah, and he was replaced by Joe Theismann.
Oh, that's a good replacement.
Yeah, Joe Theismann, the guy that got his leg broken
on national television.
On national television, that was disgusting, man.
Because of him, they changed the rule of not replaying those injuries like that.
Yeah, the television. Yeah,
yeah. They just kept playing it over and over and over again. And there's this poor guy in extreme excruciating pain. Maybe his career's over, and you just keep fucking showing the same clip over and over.
Yeah. All that. When they showed that must have been shown 10,000 times. Mm-hmm. If that was today, you would have seen it 1,000,000 times. Oh
yeah. Social media would have got it once, and that's
it would have gone viral.
Yeah, it would have gone viral. It would have been memes or whatever made up about it. It would have been blown up.
And do you think that there would have been more repercussions against who was the player who broke Joe Theismann's leg? Can you tell me that?
No.
You can't tell me that?
I just said no.
They were playing the New York Giants.
Was it the what's his face? Lawrence Taylor?
Yep, Lawrence Taylor. LT broke his leg.
That's right.
LT broke his leg, and
I remember that.
Shattered it.
Yep.
Yeah,
LT was
disgusting.
A monster on the field.
Oh yeah. Even what's his name? The broadcaster was. Oh gosh, what was his name? He's still broadcasting today. But it was a Monday Night Football game.
Al Michaels.
Al Michaels. He said, "Folks, this is not for the weak of heart. You do not want to watch this. If you can't stomach it, do not watch this." And they showed it again and again and again and again. And Joe Theismann has never lived it down since.
Oh, it never
He
has.
never played again. It was done.
No, more people know about his injury than his actual playing ability, and he was a good football player.
Oh, he still had 5 or 6 years left in him.
Sure.
At
Hey,
least.
let's talk about our current nominees for Artist of the Week.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
We are looking at, if I could ever be so bold, we are
I can
looking
tell
at. Now, there's no. You got it? Go ahead. Tell us who it is.
It's Lenny Kravitz,
Okay.
Pearl Jam,
Yeah.
and REM.
Well, I am going to have to go with. I'm liking Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, and I did Kravitz.
Yeah, you got Kravitz. Okay. I'll go with Pearl Jam.
And I, right now it's so different and exciting because, before we had to put in 3 classic artists. And now these are classic artists in some extent too, but now we opened up the doors for more. Like Huguenin won it last week,
Yeah.
And Tantric won it the week before. I mean, so now it's a little different because before they were just classics. Now it's a little different. We're going to see if people really do like these new bands, know.
And this week I will be I'll be spreading it all over Facebook. So if y'all don't like it, oh well, sorry. I'm going to be posting our poll everywhere. We want you to vote. We want you to vote. Okay, so come to the site and go to www.kgfrocks.com. Like I need to say it, and go in and vote for your favorite artist of the week for next week. Okay,
It's
let us
not
know
that
what
hard.
you think.
And
Yeah.
if you would like to hear Huguenin, all you got to do is at the top of every hour we'll play a Huguenin song. But if you go to the kgfrocks.com, scroll underneath Huguenin's name, and click for more Huguenin, you'll be able to hear some tracks right there.
Absolutely. Great guy, a great interview. He was awesome. We had a whole lot of fun, and it's only fitting that he wins Artist of the Week.
Yeah, definitely, he deserved it.
He deserved it. Definitely did. So next week's show is Jesus Christ. I've done it again.
Alan Tecchio,
Alan Tecchio, yeah, lead singer for
Watchtower, and Mike LePon's Silent Assassins.
Yes, excellent. Going to be a great show. Look forward to that with him, and we'll be playing some Silent Assassins and some Watchtower. Yep, We're going to be playing some Watchtower, so y'all want to tune in for that. And we're just about out of time here, Guido. You got anything else for me?
Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo.
That's about
What,
it.
you want a brontosaurus burger or something now?
That would be good.
That would be good. Could you imagine?
I bet you it's meaty.
Meaty, yeah. Less fat. Brontosaurus burgers.
Mm-hmm.
They were some big animals, man.
Yes, mammoth-sized animal.
Yeah, they were huge. Don't you like the way we fill our time?
Yeah.
So, hey, anybody out there take a shit on the clock lately? I caught that, man. You sent me.
Yeah, I know. I said that to you. Only about 90% of Americans do.
Yeah, I think 90% of Americans. It's like, if you count the 10 minutes each day that they take a shit on the clock, that's a week's pay, man.
I used to have a guy when I was a supervisor that we couldn't find him all the time. He was always taking a shit. I'm like, dude, you're the shittiest fool ever. But I always knew where to find him. He said to me, "Well, at least you know where to find me. Do you know where the other guys are?" I'm like, "That's a good point."
We're out of time, man. This is the Conjugal Visit, and I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. This is Free Ride, and my friend Guido on the other side saying good night.
Night.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.